What if I told you that most athletes are leaving a huge amount of opportunity on the table and they don't even realize it? And it could be the difference between turning pro, getting that call up, or winning your next match. And I've spent 20 years in professional sport, both as a player and a coach, and this is one of the most overlooked things out there. And what's so frustrating is that most athletes won't do it, and it is so easy. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that thing is and how doing it could not only level up your game, but separate you from everyone else. All right, so if you're like me and you enjoy watching sport, there is something that you might notice when you hear commentators or pundits praising an athlete that's just put in a great performance. They will say a phrase like they are a student of the game, something along those lines. And it is this, that being a student of your game could separate you from everyone else. It means that you're someone who is looking to constantly learn, develop, and grow your game, and you will always be looking for ways in which you can do that. And not only that, you study it deeply. One of the best examples I saw of this recently was in a video launched by TaylorMade, where they got Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, and Scottie Scheffler to practice hitting shots and talking about it.
Did you try any of these thick ones?
Yeah.
And while just being able to watch not only the #1 and #2 golfers in the world joined by the GOAT of golf as a salivating experience in itself, you got to hear them asking each other what they were doing.
Is that a 2 or 3?
That's a 4.
One of the things that you can notice in this video is the amount of interest that they're taking in each other's games and how they're hitting shots. And most impressively, majority of it came from Tiger Woods. And it's not that he's looking to necessarily take something from it, because he is the GOAT. He's pretty much got everything down. It's just the fact that he's asking with curiosity to see if there might be something that he could do.
A lot of room, like there's a pocket right there.
Too much.
No, it's just like, it's nice. You can have a little pocket there.
And it's just in this video that you actually get to see that someone like Tiger Woods is a student of the game. In order to learn new things, you have to ask questions. And if you want to learn good things, then you have to ask good questions. And the more questions that you ask, the more you're able to develop yourself as an athlete. Also, there's other ways in which you can develop your game by downloading the Mindstrong Sport app, and be sure to click the link in the description of this video. And so the thing with being a student of the game is it's not something that you're necessarily born with. It's actually something that you can develop over time. Trouble is that so many athletes close themselves off from asking these questions because they feel like they have to be the ones that come up with the answers to figure everything out, or they feel like they already know everything. Either way, it comes from a fear of being told that you're potentially wrong. But being closed off as an athlete and not learning and developing your game and understanding the full game itself will hold you back. And so there's a few easy ways in which you can start to become an athlete that is a student of the game. One really easy way is to look for people that are similar to you. These are role models, people that have certain skills that you want to develop. Maybe they're in the same sport as you, or people that are way above the level that you are currently at, and study what it is that they're doing. You want to see if you can find out what it is that they're doing, how they're doing it, the skills that they have, what training are they doing. See if you can find any way in learning what it is that they do that gets them to where they're at. Another is to look at every element of your sport. Don't just look at the skills that you have to have, but look at the physicality, the mentality, the tactical awareness that you might have to have. Look at all the different elements, and then even go and look at other people that you might be able to learn different elements from. So you might have one athlete that is really physically impressive, and you look to them for physical advice and how you might learn to do what they're doing. There might be another that is really tactically aware, and you look into how they develop their tactical awareness and their game IQ. You don't have to look at one person to get everything from them. You can look at everyone else. And another thing is that you can actually look at other sports. Something I did when I was growing up to become a professional athlete was, if I wanted to become a faster runner and improve my sprinting speed, then I looked at how some of the very best sprinters in the world trained and developed their sprinting capabilities. If it was someone that had a great throwing technique, then not only would I look at someone in cricket, but I also would look over at baseball, seeing how some of the best pitchers in the world developed their arms to be strong, fast, and accurate. Another way in which you can become a student of the game is to be open to new ways of doing things. A big mistake I made as someone who was coming into professional sport was that I thought the way I'd always done it in the past was how I was going to do it into the future. But it wasn't until I decided to change the way I did things and develop new ways, new habits, new techniques, new training, that completely changed my game. But you have to have an open mind, and you have to look at how you could potentially do things differently, because doing that will get you different and probably better results. And finally, the last bit is to have a filter. When you look at Rory McIlroy, Scottie Scheffler, and Tiger Woods, when they're asking each other questions, yes, they're being students of the game, but whatever answers the other golfers give them, they aren't always going to use that. that because they have their own strengths, they have what works for them, but they will potentially listen out for something that they know they could add in and they filter out the rest. Now, for you, you may not be at world-class level and you may want to filter less, you may want to take more on board, but as you start to develop your game and as you start to get better, you will start to filter out more and more because you will build strengths and routines that will be working for you. It's all about being able to ask questions, bring on board as much information as you can without ruining what you know you are doing well. And so all of this can help you become a student of the game, but none of it really matters if you aren't willing to do the work. You can study the game, you can look into information and try and take on as much information as you want, but it won't matter if you don't go out there and do the work. You have to be willing to put this into practice, because if you don't, you will not separate yourself from anyone else. And if you do want to separate yourself from other athletes, then don't forget to download the MindStrong Sport app. It is the #1 place to build the mental strength for you both on and off the field, including mindfulness, meditations, mindset shifts, breathing exercises, and so much more. It is the mental gym to help you build the strongest mind you can have as an athlete on and off the field. Download it via the iOS and Android stores now via the link in the description of this video and get started right now for free. All right, so being a student of the game is a huge part of becoming a professional athlete. And if you want to increase your chances of being a pro, then I outlined the exact system that helped me do just that. And if you want to go and watch that, then click this video now.